a remarkable and distinguished keynote speaker joining us from India, Professor Dr. Arun Arora. Dr. Arun Arora is a senior research professor at AI Explain You Science and currently serving as Professor of Operations and Supply Chain Management and Dean of Student Welfare at Lloyd Business School, Greater Noida, India. With his rich experience in academia and student development, he has shaped the careers of countless students and brought leadership and academic excellence to one of India's most prominent business schools. His dedication to nurturing talent and promoting innovation in education makes him a truly inspiring leader. Dr. Arun Arora, a very warm welcome to you, sir. Please turn on your mic and the virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you, Kajira, for a nice introduction. Hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So presentation is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yeah. Thank you for confirmation. So already that has been introduced. So again, just introduce myself. I'm Dr. Arun Arora. I'm working as a professor and Dean Student Welfare in Lloyd Business School. So before joining academics, actually I worked industry for 32 years. So where I served as a varied leadership positions. So now I am enjoying in academics. So I thanks to organizer and Mamullah Khan sir for this inviting me for this summit, beautiful summit. So today I'm going to going to present my thoughts on. Sorry, this is something problem in. Okay. So turn agents into research assistant from basics to agentic AI to intelligent research pipeline. As we know that agentic AI basically represents an evolution in artificial intelligence. So that is moving beyond conversational chatbots to a system that can perceive their environment, make autonomous decisions, and to take actions to achieve the specific goal. Now, we as a researcher, these agents act as an intelligent assistant which is capable of augmenting every stage of the research process. So which actually performs 10 times faster than the traditional method. So I will be covering in my keynote speaking this how to use these agents into the research assistant. So this will be the things which I would be covering in my presentation. First is from the foundational concept to the real world research assistant deployment. So I will be covering the basics of agent AI, how these agents are and how they think actually, agent architecture, which is a memories, tools, planning and reasoning. And then of course I will be covering building research pipelines. So these connecting these agents to the knowledge resources, and I will be covering one demo case study, use case study, and then what are the future of agentic research, what coming next. Actually today we are in 2026, so we are talking about agentic AI, right? So what actually next after 3 years? So I would be covering those also for the knowledge purpose, so that we could be able to ready for the future also. So this will be my presentation, complete presentation. So what is agentic AI? Actually, it is beyond the chatbot. जैसे मैंने आपको earlier I have already shared that AI that acts, decide and learn automatically. So an agent which perceives an environment, which I started with my presentation, that makes a decision and take actions to achieve the goal autonomously. So this is basically the core AI agent principle. So while this actually it is based upon large language model. This is LLM. LLM basically is stateless. If we talk about this is stateless actually, and it provides a single turn answer. While when we talk about agentic AI, it is designed for basically perception. It perceives and it's reasoning and it takes action. So here are the three things which I have written here, right? So it reads environment, right? And then just let me, okay. and data and user input, and regions means it plans the various step strategies, and it acts using tools, APIs, and executive tasks. So I will be covering in details when in my subsequent slides. So as I told ki this LLM, this actually basic based. So how this actually evolved from rules to agents? We started with a decade of breakthrough leading to this autonomous AI agent. We started with 2010, right? There was a rule-based AI. There was a logic systems, expert systems. If then logics was there, then we moved to in 2017 to NLP and BERT. These are the language understanding. We all know that in 2020 GPT-3 era was there. This was basically a foundational model which emerged, and then in 2022 till now we are also enjoying ChatGPT. These are the conversational AI mass adoption. Nowadays we are in the era of agentic AI. So after 2024 until today, right? So we are talking about agentic AI. So these are the evolution from rule to agents. Basically, the base model is, of course, the large language model, but it is entirely different. So the difference actually talks about, when we talk about the large language model, it talks about a single turn agent, right? So we are giving the input, we are getting the output. It is single one. When we talk about the AI agent, it is actually nothing else. It is multi-step reasoning and planning. So in LLM, we talk about no memory between the calls. Here, there is a present of memories and context. So I will be covering in my subsequent slide in details. So it cannot use the external tools. Here we are using coding, we are searching, we are using your APIs, application processing, interface. So we are using an AI agent. So here it is no autonomous planning, but AI agent actually iterates until we want what we want to achieve, that it works. It iterates the process till we achieve the goal. And LLM is a stateless by default, as I started with my presentation. And AI agent is a autonomous decision making, which is actually important nowadays. So when we see the capability, let us me understand again in a very brief way, right? So actually, uh, when we see the difference between language model, so I already explained the architecture of the LLM is like that. It is input, we are getting output. Here we are talking about multi-step reasoning and planning. Stateless means it is by default, there is no memory between the calls. Here it is a persistent memories, which I covered in my last slide also. So here LLM actually cannot use the external tool, but AI agent actually reads the environment. They are using tools, coding, searching, and they execute. When we talk about the LLM model, they execute the next prompt. So no autonomous planning. But when we give a actually prompt to AI agent, it iterates autonomously till we achieve the goal. So actually language model answer and agents basically act. So this is the punchline. The action is by the AI agent. So it is very, very important for research purpose and many other, applications, which is being used in all the, industries applications. So when we talk about the autonomy of this AI agent, actually the core is the reasoning, LLM powered thoughts, planning and decision making. So the basically when we talk about reasoning core, so actually the LLM actually powers the brain of the agent. They are handling planning and decision making. So this is basically the reasoning core. Then when we talk about the memory actually includes in context memory as well as the external memory. External memory, when we talk about, this is vector based memory for long term recall, and there are some episode. This is episodic memory, which I will be covering in my next slide. So to record the past iteration by the research community. And then of course we are using the various tools, web search, APIs, code execution and file input and output. And orchestration, we talk about the multi-agent routing and task delegation and feedback. So this is basically an anatomy of any of the AI agent. So actually these are the four components that power autonomous intelligence. So when we talk about memory part, so this is also very important. So I will be explaining through this table. This will be more easy to and convenient to understand, right? So here it is temporary skill driven. When we talk about it is in context memory, working memory within that active session window. So it is a temporary instant access, but strictly limited by the token size. This is actually a limitation. When we talk about the procedural memory, it is persistent and skill driven, which actually learn behavior, task patterns. This is actually skill based, where the agent remember how to execute our workflow. When we talk about episodic memory, it records of the past interaction experiences, historical data, so conceptual data, which are critical for any research community over a period of time. So it is also temporary data driven. When it is persistent data driven, so here it is external memory, which normally AI agent uses during score processing, which is vector database, knowledge bases, and of course it enable a persistent, scalable, long-term recalls of massive data sets. So this is actually a, it is beyond the context window. So these are the memory architecture of any AI agent. So the tools which AI actually use, the normally it's web search. When we talk about web search, it actually real-time information retrieval, either through Google, through Bing, to DuckDuckGo, and then there is a coding execution which they actually use Python or JS boxes, automation, data analysis. When we talk about the vector, databases, it is Pinecone, semantic knowledge retrieval, and document input output file. Actually, it reads about all the PDFs, CSV files, Excel files. It can write, it can read, it can actually parse the files. Then we are using the APIs and services. We use actually GraphQL and then web blocks. It connect to any services, and then it retrieve the data to actually make a decision which is autonomously, and then actually till the final goal is achieved. So it actually rethink. So human in loop, we can actually request approval, collaborative workforce, we can pause all the things. So these are actually structural thinking framework we talk about. So these agent actually uses these framework, that their reasoning is logical as well as a transparent. So it actually react. We talk about react. React means it actually think, act, and then observe. So actually the agent analyzes a goal, right? It chooses a tool based upon the goal which is to be achieved. It actually observes the output, and it repairs the cycle until the goal is achieved. This is the beauty of agentic AI. And when we talk about the chain of thought, so it is actually chain of thought, which I will be also covering in a little bit in my subsequent slide. It actually instructing an agent that thinks step by step. Actually, it is a process, because we have to see that each step has to be achieved, goal has to be achieved step by step. So we call it as a chain of thoughts, which is actually a step by step thinking that can improve the accuracy of the outcome. So this is again a beauty, right? So any of the typical research pipeline by agent, they follows, there are various steps. I will be covering these steps, how they actually react, and then chain of thoughts, which I discussed right now. Actually, it's think is a structural framework that actually power agent intelligence. So it actually analyze the goal, and then goal, it breaks the goal into subtasks, just like a project management, in which we do in the project management, breaking the things into the small things. So it analyzes the final goal, breaks the talks. So that means it thinks, then it acts, it choose and call the appropriate tool, which actually file has to be retrieved, this has to be taken into consideration, which tool has to be taken, tool has to be used, so that ultimately the final goes. Then finally it observe, analyze the tool output, and update the understanding how actually we are going to move, and then repeat. That is the iteration process. Actually it continues iterating till we achieve the final goal. When we talk about the chain of the thought prompting, which I just explained, that it actually step by step process, thinking step by step. It actually, any of the complex tasks can be, the accuracy of that complex task can be achieved, improved by 40 to 60% by this chain of thought prompting. So this is the way actually the typical research pipeline powered by the agent follows these steps to achieve ultimately the goal which has to be designed. So it actually works as a multi-agent system. Agents means they are working together. So we call it as a this is orchestrator, right? So is a specialist agent which dramatically increase the capability of any agent. So basically our objective is to get a synthesized research output. So there are search agent, then there are analysis agent. These are some of the agent which comes under orchestrator agent, right? So these agents work together: analyze agent, writing agent, and review agent. And each agent specializes, right? So each agent actually gives the output which actually researchers want to do, or it synthesize the output, and then orchestrator actually delegates and synthesizes, and quality output actually exceed any single agent. So that means these all agents work together actually to achieve a quality output. So this is the beauty of agent, which these all agents are working together to achieve the output. So by this way, AI research agent actually increases 10x faster than the traditional research, because it scans and summarizes the output. It reads hundreds of papers, articles, and reports in a single minute. This is the beauty. And then cross references. It identifies a pattern across the multiple data sources, and then actually it synthesizes, and then it gives the cross references in a very accurate way. It generates hypotheses. So basically it surfaces out the non-obvious connections and insights. It cites and verifies, again a beauty. It validates the claim against the authoritative sources, and then it writes reports, which is actually the research writing, nothing else. So it's a structured research output automatically. It actually gives the output in a very effective way. So agent is a purpose which is built to augment human research at every step, which we normally do. If we see the flow actually, end-to-end research pipeline powered by this autonomous agent. First of all, any of the researcher actually user defines the research question. This is first step, is the query formulation. Then this agent actually searches web database. This is source discovery. This is second step. It goes step by step. Then it reads chunks documents, right? So this is the content extraction, the third process. Then it finds a pattern and insight, which I have explained last my slides. It analyzes and synthesizes the data, and finally structure output with citations, which we call it as a report generation. So this is the beauty. This is the way the agentic research actually flow. So when we talk about the research agent, it actually take data from internal docs, from academic databases, from web news, from vector stores, from research papers, from data APIs. So these are some of the sources through which these actually research agent takes the data, converted into the output step by step formation, which I actually explained in my previous slides. So this is another one important aspect which I would like to address here, which we call it as a RAG, right? So RAG is very important. It is a research agent's superpower actually. So which is actually grounding agent in the real knowledge. So RAG is very critical for the research agent. Why it is so? RAG actually talks about R means it retrieval. It search and it fetch relevant document from the knowledge base. Then it augment it. It is actually based upon LLM, but it is more of grounded is already in the LLM, but it inject retrieve constant into LLM prompt, and finally it generates accurate answers which is grounded in the evidence. This we call it as a generation. So this RAG is very critical because it eliminates hallucinations. So I will let you know how it is to be fixed in my subsequent next slides. It keeps knowledge current. So it actually when all the this agent, when it actually works together, so it actually takes all the data from all the databases. So the current knowledge actually is being delivered through this process. It provides citation evidence, and it works upon the private data. So this is actually the superpower which we use normally in agentic AIs. So these are the tech stack which actually building our research agent. So these are the key framework. So there is a agent framework, there is LLM backends, these are the vector database, search and retrieval, and we have the orchestration. So all these are the framework which I have explained. Any researcher can use, and then these agents, and then we can also stack tech stack. These are the tech stack which we can use, and we can actually get the desired outcome which we want to do. So this PPT I will share, so anybody will like to see can take from the organizer. So these agents will be helpful for making your research productive and accurate. So these are the case actually. They analyze the competitive landscape for AI assistant in 2024-25. So these are the agents. They are searching, they are retrieving, they are analyzing, and they are actually making a report. And this report is actually contains all the citations. There are also forecasting can also be done. We can also use the SWOT analysis of SWOT matrix through these agentic systems. So this actually not only to research, this can be applicable in all the industries. right? When we talk about research workflows in healthcare, right? So in drug discovery, literature review, clinical trial monitoring, this is actually giving a very good outcomes in legal also. Though legal research agent are not so prominent nowadays, but it is slowly it is moving forward in a very case law research. It is actually prompting in a very big way. Finance, of course, academia, of course, cross paper synthesis. We are going for a systematic literature reviews that can be done through agentic AI very very easily. From the manufacturing system, supply chain risk monitoring, and parent landscape analysis. So because I actually belong to, my area is specialization in supply chain and operations management. So I applied these agents in one of my research paper. I actually get very good outcome from this, applying this agent. So I have experienced using this. So that is why I'm sharing with you all. Please use all these things according to your domain. And of course, the product team, when we are going for a benchmarking with either in the product or in the industry benchmarking, so they are actually gives the feedback synthesis. So this can be used all the almost all the industry applications. So there are some challenges and how to overcome these challenges. So last my slides I've talked about. So building reliable research agent, it requires addressing key failure modes. Some of the challenges is which actually we face, right? One is the hallucination. So basically agents invent facts. So if we are using RAG, right? RAG, we talk about this is retrieval augmented and generation. So this when RAG is very critical research agent which eliminates hallucination, which already I've explained. So source verification layer, these are some of the level layers which I have not covered up here. So there are source verification layers are there. So if we using RAG and source verification layer, so we can actually fix this problem, these challenges. So context overflow, where a long research loses tracks. So chunking strategies in hierarchical memory, if we are using this solution, we can address this problem. Tool failure, some of the APIs error comes into when we are actually finding using agentics AI. So we should retry the logics. Okay, we should take how to handle the errors and fallback tools also. There are infinite loops is one of the challenges. Agent gets stuck reasoning. So we should have a maximum step limits. So human should be in loop. See, it is not that key. Human actually plays a very important role also, because agentic AI giving us a informations close to, because actually what we are actually feeding, we are giving input, we are getting the output. So human actually should also take in loops to actually we are getting the result out, desired outcome or not. So because they are giving the infinite loops, what loop we actually are looking for. So human actually takes place into that picture. Data privacy again is a very important, because when we are taking data from using agentic AI, so there are some ethical concerns are also there, that also we need to fix it. Or some sensitive information exposure is again one of the problem. So we should use data masking, some access control, or local models we can use to fix all these problems. So these are some of the challenges is we normally face when we are talking about the challenges by using these research agents. So the future where the agentic research is heading. So the next wave of capabilities that will redefine the knowledge work entirely. So self-improving agent that learn from the research outcome and improve their own retrieval strategies. So these are actually future. So we are talking about the future. Web scale synthesis, real-time synthesis, because across millions of documents are there, they are updating automatically. Human AI co-research, which is actually going on, but future will decide actually seamless collaboration where the agent handle grunt works or human drive insights. And of course, the predictive research where proactively agents surfacing emerging trends before you ask. So these are the future that will be coming up. So when we talk about the future of agent, future of the research is agentic. Important thing is that agents are not going to replace researchers. We need not to worry about this. They actually amplified what researcher can discover. So agents basically, I just summarize it. Agents basically, reasoning, memories and tools, which I covered up. RAG basically grounds agent in the real knowledge. We are actually talking about the multi-agent, which actually scale the research quality and start with small one workflow, one problem that will fetch out, good things. So when I summarize this, my keynote, so there are what to remember actually. Agentic AI is not a tool; it is a collaborator. Treat them as a team member, not as a research bar. So nothing to worry. We should use, ethically agentic AIs, getting, research quality, and then human should also put its own brain to actually make it more effective, more actually desired outcome we are looking for. So bottleneck in research is no longer compute, it is synthesis. Agents solve exactly what actually we want. Multi-agent architecture unlock research scale impossible for any single human or model can do. RAG, of course, tools plus memory. These are the tried, three things every serious research agent must implement in their research, work. And of course, not the least, ethics are not optional. Source verification, bias audit, human oversights are foundational for this. For this, I stop my presentation. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to, you know, uh, share my knowledge.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arun Arora, for this wonderful and inspiring session. Dear participants, this is a great opportunity to interact with our speaker. If you have any questions, please feel free to share them. Yes, you can ask.
Hello, good
Yeah,
evening, sir.
yeah, Dr. Singh, good evening.
Sir, can we prepare the agents? Can you make the agents?
Yeah, we can make the agent. Actually, we need to see that what is our actually what is our outcome, what we want to get actually. So it's another level of, the thought where we can actually make our agent. There are so many things are there through which we can make our own agents also. Your question is, yes, we can make.
No, is there any tool or something, sir, that where we can prepare tool
there are
where we
there are
can make?
so many, tools are there. For example, if you go to lovable.ai, you can make your own agent, right? So some of the lovable.ai I have already used to make my own agent for the research. So these there are many other tools are there. Okay, so we can, I will put these on my, ppts, the agents which we can, the tools which can use for making an
Yes,
agent.
sir.
I
Yes,
will
sir.
share to the
Please, sir.
organizer, you can take that ppt.
Yeah, that will be great, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Malik.
Okay, sir. First of all, thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so
So, sir,
much.
my question is that, sir, can agentic AI make decision without human intervention? If yes, what are the risks, sir?
See, we right now we are mostly using, chat gpt, right? So they are actually giving some output with the help of the agentic output. What actually happens, chat gpt or something, they are actually llm model, right? So we are actually, the prompt we are giving, we are getting the output. But here in this case, when we talk about the agentic ai, they are actually taking the whole, databases. So where data is published anywhere, whether in pdf file or anything, they're actually retrieving the data and giving the desired output. So here they actually follow the step by step procedure. I'm not
Okay,
audible, please. Hello. Yeah, Mr. Malik.
sir. Okay, sir. My another question, sir. One more question. Can I ask, sir?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Sir, how does AI handle unexpected situation when its original plan fails?
See, the agentic AI actually developed in such a way it is grounded on the LLM model, and then it is based upon the rack, right? So there are so many things are, tools are actually, they are actually working on the multiple strategies, not on the single LLM model where actually we are giving input, we are getting output. Like ChatGPT, you are actually giving input, you are getting the output. what prompt you are giving, they are actually, so they are giving in a positive way. Just see that once you are giving any input to the chat gpt na, they actually chat gpt doesn't give you a negative things, they always give you positive things. So they are designed in such a way, they are actually structured in such a way, they will give you positive things. But here in the agentic AI, actually it actually takes all the data, historical data, patterns, behavior, all the databases through published anything, and then actually if you are giving a final output, it step by step actually processes and it gives you the final output. So
Okay,
you
sir.
can make
Thank you,
your
sir.
own agents also once you go deeper into that, because here I'm not covering everything here. But of course, you can, Mr. Salim, Dr. Salim has actually asked, so we can make our own agent. We can actually make our agent to what actually we want. We can do that. This is the beauty of this
Sir,
agent.
sir, hello, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, yeah, I'm audible. Audible. You are audible, Mr. Malik.
Sir, can I ask my last question, sir? Sorry for that.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, sir. My question is, uh, how can agentic AI balance multiple goals, sir, that conflict with each other?
How? Just speak again, please.
Sir, how can agentic AI
Hmm?
balance multiple goals that conflict with each other? How, sir?
There is no say there is no conflict. They are actually into that, which actually we want that. So important part is that what actually we are looking for to achieve. So there is no conflict. You want see, there is a one part a, one part is and. So you have actually agentic AI, you have given an agent that we want this, and so what actually agentic AI will do, they will actually observe the pattern, what actually you want to do step by step, actually they will synthesize all the things, and then they will give you the result. Of course, you will human have to come into place to understand what actually we want that and what actually the agent is giving. So we need to alteration, there is no conflict, there is a little bit alteration based upon your requirement. But when you are using the multiple agents there, they actually, this is designed in such a way, they are using the multiple agents, they give you output which we are looking for, something alteration is required. When I used agentic AI in my research paper for supply chain management, there was nothing my intervention, I just giving the final output at 99% to 98%, actually they give the accurate data. So that is the beauty of the conflict doesn't actually happens. Conflict is that you are actually achieving or not achieving, but if you are actually using rag or agentic agents appropriately, they will give you the accurate results. So this is actually different from the single output models.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Professor, for nice presentation. I have a question. How we can minimize the noise between the assembles of agents? Can you please explain, like, give your thoughts about it?
Hello.
Am I audible?
Hello.
You are audible.
Yeah, Professor, thanks for the nice presentation. And I have a question, like how we can minimize noise between the assembles of agents. Can you give us your thoughts about that uh, side as well?
Yeah. Yeah. See, there are two, three things which we need to understand very clearly, which actually agent we are looking for, right? And then how they interact with each other. So the important thing is that the agent which we are using, right? Actually, they interact each other, and we are hallucination means they are actually we have to reduce the noise. That is hallucination. So what we actually need to do, we need to go for a rag. Actually, what we are going to retrieve, we are going to analyze. So we need to see that. So by using rag, and then we can minimize the noise between these two, assemble agents, which I have experienced actually based upon my knowledge, which I experienced.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you so much. Any other question?
I think there is no other question. Thank you so much, Dr. Arun Arora, for this wonderful and inspiring session. Your experience as a professor and dean has clearly given us a deep understanding of how education and technology must evolve together. We are truly grateful for your time and insights. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Dear audience, our next session is with Dr. Dima Almani is on a separate Google Meet link. Our team has shared the new meeting link in your WhatsApp groups. Please click that link, leave this room and join the next session. See you all in Dr. Dima's room. Thank you.